Hello, littles. Today I'm going to read Henry and Mudge, Under the Yellow Moon by Cynthia Rylant. The first chapter is called Together in the Fall. In the fall, Henry and his big dog Mudge took long walks in the woods. Anybody going on long walks right now? Henry loved looking at the tops of the trees. He liked the leaves, orange, yellow, brown, and red. Mudge loved sniffing at the ground, and he liked the leaves too. He always ate a few. It's kind of a fun time to take your dog for a walk. In the fall, Henry liked counting the birds flying south. Mudge liked watching for busy chipmunks. Since one was a boy and the other was a dog, they never did things the same way. Henry picked up apples and Mudge licked apples. Why do you think they would do things differently? What can a boy do that a dog can't? Henry put on a coat and Mudge grew one. And when the fall wind blew, Henry's ears turned red and Mudge's ears turned inside out. Look at his ears. But one thing about them was the same. In the fall, Henry and Mudge liked being together most of all. Hopefully you're getting to spend a lot of time with your dogs right now. This chapter is called Under the Yellow Moon. So what holiday do you think they're getting ready for here? Henry loved Halloween. He loved to make jack-o'-lanterns. He loved to make paper bats. Look at all those paper bats. And most of all, he loved to dress up. There was one thing about Halloween Henry did not like: ghost stories. And Henry's mother loved to tell ghost stories. There, him dressed up. What are you going to dress up for Halloween as this year? That'll be fun. Every Halloween, she put on her witch's hat, lit candles, and told ghost stories. She thought Henry liked them because he told her he liked them, but he really hated them. They scared him, and he was afraid to tell her that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Here's Mom telling some ghost stories, but really, he's afraid. So if you're afraid, you should tell somebody. But this year, Henry had Mudge. Mudge would be with him. Henry would not be afraid of the ghost stories. So Halloween night, Henry's mother put on her hat and lit her candles. She invited Henry and Mudge and some of Henry's friends to listen to ghost stories. So the dog's going to be there, so he's not going to feel so afraid. It was dark outside, a big yellow moon in the sky. It was dark inside except for the candles and one jack-o'-lantern. Henry got close to Mudge on the floor, and Henry's mother began. Look at there, all the kids are there, and she's going to tell some ghost stories. First, she told a story about a man who lost his head. Henry shook. His friends shook. Then she told a story about a cat in a graveyard, and the candles made shapes on the wall. Henry shook harder. Sometimes those things are kind of scary. Then Henry's mother began telling a story about a pair of shoes that went looking for someone's feet. The shoes, she said, came out only at night, and they walked up and down the street just looking. Would that scare you? That'd scare me. You could hear them, she said softly, when they went click, 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 click. Henry's mother tapped her own shoe on the floor. Click, 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 she whispered. Then she stopped tapping. Henry still heard something. Something in the room under the yellow moon. Henry held his breath. Ooh, it's kind of scary. Something went click, 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 but faster. Henry's whole body shook. It was like someone was walking faster and faster. Click, 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 click. What is it? Henry's mother bent down. Mudge, she said. Henry knew his mother was scared too. If she needed Mudge. Mudge, she said again. Who do you think's making that noise? I think it might be Mudge. That clicking got louder. The shoes are coming, thought Henry. He put his head in Mudge's neck. Now the clicking was louder than ever. Mudge, Henry's mother said, stop chattering. Chattering? Henry put his ear near Mudge's mouth, and Mudge's teeth went click, 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 click. His teeth were chattering, and he was so scared. It wasn't a pair of shoes, it was Mudge. And he was more scared of the yellow moon and the dark room and the witch's shoes than anybody else. Poor Mudge, thought Henry. Henry stopped shaking and put his arms around Mudge's big head and held Mudge tight. Then they listened to the next story about the chair that rocked all by itself. But Mudge clicked all the way to the end. You think those things are true? No. They're just stories for Halloween. Look at the next holiday, Thanksgiving guests. Look at how bundled up she is. In November, Henry's Aunt Sally always came. She came 1 week before Thanksgiving. You guys have relatives that come for Thanksgiving? She left 1 week after Thanksgiving, and that's why Henry did not like Thanksgiving, because Henry did not like Aunt Sally. She talks too much, Henry thought. She eats too much, Henry thought. She hogs the TV, Henry thought. Henry wished Aunt Sally would stay home. Anybody feel like that about some of their relatives? All right, Aunt Sally had not yet met Mudge, Henry's new dog. I'll bet she hates dogs, Henry thought. Oh, how he wished Aunt Sally would stay home, but she didn't. She came 1 week before Thanksgiving, right on time. Aunt Sally came into Henry's house. What do you think? You think she's gonna like Mudge? I think she's gonna like him. She was talking and talking and talking, and she went right into the kitchen with Henry's father. Henry knew what Aunt Sally would be doing in the kitchen. Henry went to the backyard to find Mudge. At last, Henry thought that Aunt Sally must be finished talking and eating, so he went back inside with Mudge. Poor Aunt Sally. They walked into the kitchen. Aunt Sally was still eating. Good grief, she yelled. Henry and Mudge stepped back. I knew she hated dogs, Henry thought. Aunt Sally looked at Mudge. Good grief, she said again. What do you think? You think she likes him? But then she took a cracker off her plate and she threw it to Mudge. Snap went Mudge's mouth, and the cracker was gone. Henry looked at Mudge. Henry looked at Aunt Sally. Great dog, Aunt Sally said. She put a cracker in her own mouth. Want one? She said to Henry. Sure, said Henry. So do you think, it seems like they're going to get along a little better because of the dog. He sat down with Aunt Sally. She still ate too much. She still talked too much. But all of her talk this time was about Mudge, and that was different. Aunt Sally talked about Mudge's sweet eyes, and she talked about Mudge's strong chest, and she talked about Mudge's soft fur, and she talked about his good manners, and she fed Mudge lots of crackers. That's good. She likes the dog. This year, Henry knew he was going to like Thanksgiving. This year, Henry knew he really had something to be thankful for. It's a pretty cool dog. All right, you guys, I will talk to you later. Hope you have a good day. Bye.